because, we fund for 15 years. So our loans are for 15 years. So building the thing for the property for the 3 up to 9 months it takes to build a property is just an event that happens, but the 15-year relationship after the property is let and tenanted, and the ability of that client to meet their commitments and be consistent and be able to communicate early, because sometimes in the 15 years something happens, you're not able to service your obligation that month because you needed to go and fix some damn thing. I don't know, there's a leak, you need to waterproof, and you come up front and say, this month I'm going to need grace because I have this and that and that, and I don't have reserves. So, that person, you are more likely to be able to work with them to do the next deal and the next deal because they are upfront and they communicate proactively.
So entrepreneurship, especially in property, is more than just about capital, right? So there are certain skills that are required. What role does Tuhf play in ensuring that these entrepreneurs are equipped with the right skills for them to be able to do exactly that? I mean, some of the things you're mentioning are soft skills that people just need to have, but a lot of people don't have them.
Yeah. So we have a comprehensive training program, which obviously teaches the hard skills. So it's a program called Tuhf Program for Property Entrepreneurship that is accredited and facilitated by the University of Cape Town. So it teaches the hard skills: property management, property development, property law, tax, construction, town planning, etc. All the hard skills that a person needs to equip them to sort of understand the journey ahead. But we also provide one-on-one mentorship. We match them with a mentor who then can sit with them to deal with their unique, for 3 months, with their unique requirements and needs. That is also usually more on the technical side of things, how to manage SaaS and how to manage your maintenance program, etc. But the mentorship program is then able, because it's a one-on-one thing between the mentor and the client, we find that there's a lot more conversation around soft skills that comes in, where, the mentor might be able to pick up that you seem to lack ability to deal with your tenants in a way that, commands respect, or that ensures that your tenants are able to stay for longer because they feel seen, etc. So, they then can have those conversations. But we also have networking sessions that we organize for our clients to meet each other, because we find that the best way to learn is peer-to-peer. It's when you are sitting with someone who's walking the same journey as you, who has walked those, felt those battle scars and is willing to share what not to do and what to do. So it's most times our clients, when they come back to us with positive feedback, is after networking to say, thank you for introducing me to client X, because from their experience on how they managed a fire issue, because these things happen in their buildings, I now know what I need to do to ensure I don't experience the same thing. So we have those 3 things: formal training, TPPE with UCT, mentorship with a mentor who has worked in banks and in property for many years, as well as networking sessions between clients so that they can share notes.
So a lot of the projects that your entrepreneurs do are mostly in, I would say, underdeveloped areas or decaying areas, and you see potential there. So how do you ensure that you balance profitability and social impact in the projects that you are doing? Because I see there's a lot of social impact around most of them.
Yeah. So we wouldn't finance a project, as I said earlier, that's not able to wash its own face. So it should be able to carry its own costs.
That's on the profitability
That's
side.
the profitability side.
Yeah.
So that's the balancing. But the social impact comes naturally because of the location of these developments. They're located in an inner city, in a township, where the need for affordable rental housing is deep, where people want to be close to work, where people in townships want to be close to community networks, so that if we are Merekong during holidays, they can leave their child with a neighbor or a relative who lives down the street. So the social impact, and also obviously the contribution to regeneration, and in townships, the contribution to the development of townships so that it has better assets. So those social benefits usually come naturally from the location of the projects. But our mission has always been, if you can't make money from a project, then you can't have social impact. Because if you don't have money, you can't do any good. You have to be able to have money to do good. So
guys, if you don't have money, you can't do any good. You must have money so you can do some good.
It's like when, imagine unale 20 rand and someone comes, and the person says, please nkadime 15 rand. 15 rand when you go home, your daughter has no bread to eat. Is that doing good?
That's not doing
good. Yeah, you have to first take care of the business before you can extend.
But I've got a question. When you spoke about especially the township, there's an issue that I've seen of zoning, that entrepreneurs might have the entrepreneurial spirit to want to develop townships. But you find that townships hardly get the right zoning in place, and municipalities they're rigid when it comes to zoning issues in the township. You might have a property, you can have 20 units there, but you'll never have it properly zoned. Is there an institutional way in which you are playing a role to solve that specific issue?
Yeah, that is a very good question. And it's an unfortunate situation in that most townships in South Africa are hungry for development. And I always say, when I speak to government officials in the planning departments, you say these developments are happening with or without you. So people are building every day, whether they have a plan approved or not.
Whether they have zoning or not.
Yeah. And they are building on building lines, on boundary lines. They're not doing things correctly. They're loading the infrastructure, and you are none the wiser. The best thing is for you to allow it in a way that you can control. We, for instance, as a formal funder, can't fund a development that is not having the rights to build. Right to build meaning it's zoned properly and your plans are approved by the municipality, and that at the end you are able to get an occupational certificate. The reason for that is that you then